Looking good over here, man. All right, we are up and running on both platforms. So you could pick your pleasure, pick your poison. But if you are over here on the behind the views, when I pull up the receipts, unfortunately y'all won't get to see them, but y'all be able to hear them. Right, y'all will be definitely be able to hear them. Happy Friday, TGIF. TGIF. Good morning. How is the content looking now, man? I dropped a video about some of the merchandise because I threw it on today. I was like, yo, you know what? And shout out to Gumbo Sauce. Gumbo Sauce has his customized zip up hoodie, right? And he doesn't have one of these. Look, this is a one on one. See, I have a couple one on one pieces myself. This is the Jackie Robinson. Look, I'll get up and model this for y'all real quick. I'll model this real quick. Now I customize a lot of my stuff, right? As you can see, this is the Brooklyn Dodgers. Great quality too. Major league quality, right? And y'all seen the zip up hoodie. Shout out courtesy of Gumbo. This one is mine. These are one on one pieces, man. Patched in right here. Patched in over here on this side. Right. Now the back. We can flip it how you want to flip it. See, mine says Jones sauce. The one my brother got says gumbo sauce, but I can finesse it however you want it. Right? Those are the zip up hoodies. I just dropped the literature and all of that on that. So if you are interested in any of those pieces, right? Any of those pieces, hit me up. You know, Zelle, Cash App, 15% deposit is required because I'm not gonna, I've been doing my thing for a while in the industry as far as garments and merchandise. I notice is like the boxing community, you have a lot of people that are bullshitters. They'd be like, "Oh, that's why I just really specialize with the hats, because the hats you really don't take a loss. But like when you're dealing with garments as far as jackets and clothing, and people be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get one," and then you order it. It costs money to get ordered. That's why I say 15% deposits now. You learn the game, right? 15% deposit. As you can see, like I said, I have a serious clientele flow. You can ask anybody that has ever purchased garments, merchandise, anything from me. The quality is good. So now I just require 15% deposit. Just because, like I said, I dealt with so many bullshitters, like the boxing community type people that never show and prove. They come online, they always talking and talking. That's why I said 15% deposit. And you can get source design. This is designer, man. And if you watch the video that I dropped, I kind of broke that down. Designer clothing is all about a name, right? So if you hold your name in that mind frame, you're a designer. Don't let these people tell you nothing other than that. All right, I got my coffee here. I'm gonna go fill my water up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go fill my. You guys don't mind. It's only three of y'all in here. Nobody hit the like button yet, so I'm gonna just step out and go get my water. I'll be right back. All right. Like I said, this is booked, so I'm good. I'm gonna go get my water. And hook my water up. There we go. Appreciate the like, whoever that was. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fill my water up. Go fill my water up. All right, y'all, I'm back, man. Here we go. Get them lights up, though, man. Gotta get these lights up, man. Now, this room to me, it's a little tight. It's a little tight. That's how I feel like it's tight in here. But it's know what it is? I'm so used to being in conference room one. Conference room one is way much larger. See, this room isn't that tight, but like I said, I'm so used to being in the conference room one. Conference room one is so much bigger. All right, so I'm back now. Let me plug this phone up. All right. I got time, man, so that's why I ain't even. I know y'all like, damn, man, you procrastinating. Get the show started. I will. I'm not procrastinating. You're watching the master at work, man. You know, most of y'all are probably sitting around watching guys right now doing podcasts in their living room, man. I'm not in my living room, right? So respect it. Can y'all respect it? Right? I'm not in the living room. I'm on the front lines at my spot, right? Now, unfortunately, like I said, they're not really trying to put me out there because this is power right here. There we go. Plug that up. Okay. So, look, this is my water. Now, I've been getting a lot of compliments. People been telling me I'm losing weight, as I should be, man. I exercise a lot. And then I drink a lot of water. See, this is water, right? But what I do is I add the little joints in there. But I do got a bad coffee right here, but I'll touch this a little bit. So, Jim Jones has a mole in his camp. And a lot of times, a lot of these guys do. Remember when I used to say the Earl Spence mole? I had the Earl Spence mole. These guys normally, when you roll with a lot of yes men, and Jim Jones definitely does, these guys aren't loyal. They're not real. They're just there to try to get what they can get. That's why you have to know your circle. So apparently, uh, the lights are off in the building. Remember, the heat was off because Cam threw the shot at him about the heat, and also Freaky Zeke. We'll get into that as well. 5 in the building over here, man. Hit the like button, man. Come on, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, man. Likes is free. Run the likes up, man. Throw $1 in the cash app. As you can see, the stuff over here goes to the stuff over here, man. When you really donate to a real player's channel, they'll show you how to turn it up, right? But hit the like button. The likes are free. So Jim Jones has a mole, man. They threw that to 50 Cent quick fast. Quick fast. And we're gonna pull that up right now. Let's go to it. So 50 Cent. Curtis. 52. That's my mother's. He's waiting to me about my mother, man. If y'all know we the Jacksons, man. Yo, my family tree is crazy, man. Curtis Jackson. He don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? He don't do nothing for me. So I don't want y'all to think like, yo, man, told you this nigga's connected. He be calling in favors. Nah, he don't do nothing for me. But Curtis Jackson, yeah, my mother was a Jackson, right? We are the Jacksons, man. Look me up, man. My cousin Drew Jackson, one of the what was he, a state wrestling champ? I think I had him on the thing one time. We was at town hall, and I was like, yo, I was live. I threw him on there because the dude. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to the topic. We was at like a we do these work these like seminars, right? And he happened to be there, and it was a kid. I think the kid was from like Ronkonkoma or Sage somewhere. And my cousin is a legend. He was nice at wrestling, he was state champ. And the white boy seen him, and he wanted to take a picture with him, right? So we was all in there. I said, "Yo, let me get that on live, man." I threw him on the live when he did that shit. But shout out to my cousin, Yellow Man. They used to call him Yellow Man, right? Drew Jackson, look him up. You know, I keep telling these jealous fans, these guys that be in the bushes, man. They have no idea who I really am, right? Because I move around with the peoples, man. I'm humble, right? But Jim Jones has a mole in the camp. I'll get to Devontae Tank Davis later too, right? We'll cover a little bit of boxing. But Jim Jones has a mole in the camp, and the mole got him being exposed right now, right? They're telling all of his dirt, all of his dirt. Now, 50 Cent is a funny mother effer. 50, I don't know, man. I think if you wasn't who you are in the music industry and entertainment industry, you probably could have been a comedian because you can roast motherfuckers good. So this is crazy, right? I'm gonna let y'all see a little bit of this. This is a little bit of this. So I'll let y'all see, right? So this is what's going on, y'all. Right? You see this right here? This is what's going on, right? Jim Jones, and this is 50 Cent right here. Look, Jim Jones is man. Look at my cousin Caso. Shout out to Drew. Let me like this stuff. 50. I'm not gonna play because he got the music playing, right? But as you can see, right? As you can see, the lights are off, y'all. The lights is off. Remember, and I said this was a wonderful, wonderful idea that Jim was trying to incorporate, especially if he had the people rocking with him. But it's so obvious now. I got the board right there too. I need to go to the board. It's so obvious now that his team, all these guys, the infrastructure, they're not really a unit because now they don't have no lights. Before it was issues with the rent. Remember that? It was issues with the rent. The Jewish guy, the baller, that's the real baller, the guy that owns the building. He hit up 50 and he wanted to sell 50 the building, and he wanted to sell him the building, the content, everything. But 50's not interested in that. 50 has his own um, and I know this. He has his own Tyler Perry type of situation down there in Shreveport, Louisiana. He's building like a believe it's like 150 million, 150 to maybe 125. I'll shoot high, I say 150. Because if I'm off, I'm going to get the backlash. So I think it's like $150 million studio, something that he's building down there. We could always Google it too as well. But yeah, as you can see, the lights are off. First, it was the heat. And I seen in the comment section, people were talking about, yo, they in there with winter jackets. You see, look, I got on short sleeves. So it's obvious it's heat in here where I'm at, right? Remember, I was in the zip up hoodie. I took that off. It's heat in here. But if you look at this video right here, not only are the lights off, there's no power. They're all in winter jackets. They look like they're on the block, right? If you're outside hustling on the block, you probably got one of these, a warm coffee or a hot tea, hot chocolate, maybe some ramen noodles, and you got a North Face on or a Bubble Goose. You got on a warm jacket because it's cold. You're outside with the elements. Maybe you got on a couple of hoodies, right? Maybe you got on a Shanewz zip-up hoodie and a varsity jacket. We sell them all, right? Good with us, right? Appreciate that, like whoever that was, man. But yeah, no power in there. Now, I got this in my notes too. 50 cents is on the 50 laws of power. I should go, being that I'm in here, I should see if they have the I could have bought my book. I have it at the crib. The 48 laws of power. Um Dame Dash, and Dame has nothing to do with this. But remember, Dame Dash said that 50 was using, he's laughing. He said, yeah, you got a Queens nigga. Queens, shout out to 50. Queens, right? South Side, right? Queens having Harlem niggas set trip on each other, right? Well, Cam's not really set trip. Cam has his own situation. He's doing him. But Dame Dash wanted to make it seem like 50 used Cam to go at Jim and go at him. And he's sitting back laughing. Well, I don't think it's Cam because Cam wasn't there. This is why I'm pointing this out. Cam is in Vegas. Cam and Mace got a nice situation up there in Vegas with their podcast doing their thing. It is what it is. And Stat Baby and their whole team, right? This was in the Bronx. This was somebody that's in with Jim that has access because it's obvious. Look at the footage. Not only did they send this to 50, right? Because how would 50 get this? Or they sent it to somebody that's on his team. But they told them what was going on. They leaked the information. Now these guys always have mold. Remember I said Earl Spence. Remember I had the mold on Earl Spence's can, right? I had the mold. I was like, yo, the mold, right? Remember I did that live. That live did good numbers too, because they know anytime I speak about Earl Spence, I can come with accurate information. But I was like, yo, the mold told me. I always had the mole over there. That's how I knew he was on, doing what he was doing. When he was trying to deny it, I had the mole. Right? And shout out to the mole, man. The mole hits me up all the time. But we ain't on that type of time. The mole be wanting me to be very messy. Now, the old me, I would have really gave out a lot of information to people because that's what I used to do. But now there's so many like dirt bags in the industry. Not even the industry, but yeah, in the industry. But I'm just saying, as far as like blogging and content, like man, you niggas gotta pay now. Real talk, you gotta pay, especially if you have a live. You gotta pay, man, one way or the other. Whether you pay with these right here or you pay with these right here, my saying, you do have options, right? But yeah, Jim, you got to clean it up, man. And I'm not even going to come on here and try to make jokes in life because everybody goes through situations in life, right? I'm from the projects. I know what it's like to have your lights turned off, live in cruddy conditions and roaches and all of that shit. So I'm not even gonna look down on you like that and take that angle. The angle I'm gonna take is, like I said, clean up your circle, um, and get, like my man Sub Zero said, get men around you. Surround yourself with real men, because this right here was whoever did this. Maybe it was a female, but this is a Benedict Arnold move, right? They specifically sent this to your enemies. Now I'm not saying 50's an enemy. Like if he's seeing you, it's up. He's gonna down you, but he's your enemy as far as like in the industry. He's clowning you, fronting on you, making you look like a fraud. That you're not really bowling. You're not really rolling like that. And whoever you was around, they were comfortable enough to send this to him. Right? They send this to him. And that's a terrible, terrible look. He said, y'all hear Snoop Dogg just got shot? No. Did he? Let's look that up. Hold on, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look that up. What is your name? Mr. Whale 77. Let's look it up. I'm at the desk. We'll look it up. Because we here, we can report the news. That'll be breaking news, man. Let's see how accurate you are with that with that. If you are accurate, Mr. Whale, that is your name, I will give you the source. You came over here and broke that. Let's see. We don't want that. All right. We're gonna see. Yeah, what's crazy? They're not even putting my shit out. It's terrible, man. How they do me, man. It's terrible, man. It's terrible, man. They're not even putting me out in the algorithm. You know, they're not even putting me out. No, none of my peoples are in here. I'm about to find out right now. I would have pulled it up on Google over here, but I want to stay where I'm at. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? I just did a hard Google search on that. Nine came up. Where did you get that from, Mr. Whale? I'm going to continue on. See, but the lights are off over there. Um, as clear as day. Now, this is what I'm saying. How they're being exposed as far as Jim, right? You had they just reported that Fabulous. Here, what the note said. Fabulous was worth. I forget how many millions they said. Right? They got the podcast. Right? Fab, Mano, and Dave East. Right? So remember, they was doing the podcast for some time. They did a lot of episodes. But now the lights are out and the heat is off. So were they making money off of the podcast? If they were making money, right? They was not putting it back into the company. Why would I say that? Because if they was making money, because they look like money, right? But if they were making money off of the things that they was doing there, they should have paid the light bill, right? They should have paid the heat bill, right? They should have paid the rent. Pay attention to this now, right? Look, I could go to the board. You want me to go to the board? But I have my notes here. Put in the comments if y'all want me to go to the board over here. He said, Jesus is the truth. Hell is real. We all sin. He died on the cross to pay for our sins. You buried the rose again the third day. Yes, that is proper tone, hamburger. Burger sleuth. I called you hamburger though. So the landlord said that he did not pay the rent. Now we see that the heat was off. Now the lights. 50 called them squatters. What is really going on, man? All these guys squatting, not paying the bills over there, making money, or they not making money. What is your thoughts, man? Because when you make money and you have ownership of things or you're running things, you do have bills to pay. You have an overhead. That is why I say what I said. I was like, as far as doing the stream yards, I'm not gonna do them until the money starts coming in from the streams, right? But I think StreamYard just went up. It's like $65 a month. And like I said, I do a lot of streaming, right? On there. Like I said, I barely receive any donations, right? So until I receive the donations, I'm not gonna really be messing with it like that. Because it has to pay for itself, right? But it is starting to look like all the reports are looking accurate, y'all. I'm just being honest. The reports are starting to look accurate, right? Because like I said, no lights now. The heat was off, and the building owner said that he didn't pay rent. He was back on the rent. Y'all remember that? So it's really starting to look accurate over here. It's starting to look accurate. And I say to myself, like, damn, um, shout out to the big homie Sub Zero. I watch Sub Zero faithfully. I like Sub Zero. Oh man, somebody commented. Matter of fact, look, let's pull it up. I gotta respond to this comment. See, that's what I don't do that enough, right? Somebody was commenting, right? So let me go over here and comment. Let me go over here and comment. I think I can pull it up, right? Yeah, right. Because that's what somebody told me I need to do more of. When people and I like that. See, I take counsel from people, right? I take counsel, right? Let me reply. right? Somebody said dope collection. I need that hoodie. They want the hoodie. They want the zip up hoodie. So I had to respond, right? I had to respond to that, right? Now we get back over here. Let me see. If you are disrespectful in your comment, Snoop took a hot one. I don't see that, man. Let me look it up again. Damn. Where's that coming from? Where's that report coming out of? Man, I just Googled it, man. That is once again somebody else saying this, man. Let's find out. Hold on. Let me do a hard Google search again, man. No reports are showing that. I'm gonna do one more. That's the second guy that came over here, man. That put this out there. Howard, whatever your name is. You're the second one that came over here. Nah, that's still not showing. That's still not showing. Where's that report coming from? Put it in the comments, man. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Somebody Snoop got shot. Where you getting that report from? Put it in the comments. I'm right here at the desk. I'm pulling it up right now. Anytime you type in Snoop Dogg got shot, only thing that's coming up is that murder. Murder was the case that they gave me when his bodyguard laid somebody down. And that was 28 years ago. But thank you for coming over here, trying to give us some news. But we're on Jim Jones and the lack of solid team that he has around him, because they are leaking out information like a faucet. Run the likes up, guys. We got 4 people over here. We already got 4 likes behind the scenes over here. Let's get the likes to match. Put $1 in the Cash App. Even donate $2 to the Super Chat, man. But the likes are free. You do have options. But this was 50 Cent trolling the hell out of him. I don't know if Jim Jones respond, right? But look, this was another funny one. Look, he got 50 is the killer, man. This one right here, he said they in there like we got it. God is us. LOL. Yo, man. What is going on, man? What is going on, man? Look, Cameron is laughing. Look, Cameron, this is what I say, man. And this is no shot at Killer. Cam, that is your boy. That is your boy, man. I know you guys, whatever's going on with you guys. But at the end of the day, man, you guys have history, right? Sometimes when people are in bad situations and you're all the way up, because I think you're all the way up now, Cam. That's nothing to laugh at, man. It was obvious to me, right? And this is when you know, right? And I'm gonna use my situation. When motherfuckers constantly throwing stones at you and you stay even queued, you just do you. You know how you expose them? You continue to keep winning, right? Cam and Mace got back together, right? I didn't have this in my notes, so I'm putting it in my notes now. Cam and Mace got back together. They started their podcast. They landed a big deal, backing and all that, right? They were winning. Jim Jones kind of reminds me of the Crow community with the boxing people that I be fucking with. Well, don't fuck with me, right? He was always throwing shots, right? And I was like, damn, why doesn't he just try to come to the table and get with these guys? But maybe they didn't want to fuck with him, right? Because remember, he was doing the weatherman. He was doing different things. And I was like, damn, maybe they would throw him some an alley-oop or something. They never did. Cam and them continue to grow, blossom, and win. Jim, on the other hand, it was like he got kicked out the whip. Now you see Cameron with the laughing emojis. Zeke, the other day, who obviously is still good with the guys, right? Because I think Zeke's, Zeke's son, right, had a birthday or something. And this is how I know Cam still fucks with Zeke. Because Cam, and I remember Zeke posted this shit. And I said to myself, like, even though Cam wasn't there, he did something else. He set everything up for Zeke and his family and his son and his girl, his wife. They enjoyed their self, right? So I said, yeah, they still fuck with Zeke. It's obvious. You see the olive branch, the things that they're doing. But Jim, it was so obvious that not only were they not fucking with him, they wasn't even giving him no alley oop, nothing. And this right here definitely cosigns that he's laughing. He has the laughing emojis. And I think it's kind of over for them. Because when he started jumping on the internet, and I think it's over for all of them. And let me put this in my notes, Dame Dash included, right? I don't think that Dame is gonna fuck with Cam anymore because Dame put something out this past week. And I was gonna do a whole separate live on it, but I'll do it now because we're just here kicking it, right? And I'm loving the energy. Dame put out the video and wanted to know why he got punched in his face as a man and he did not fight back or defend himself. That kind of goes with what Jim was trying to say about Cam, that Cam is soft, right? Now, once you start questioning a guy's toughness and this is Killer Cam we're talking about, Cameron Giles, Killer the Dawn, right? But Dame didn't say he was soft. Dame did and didn't. Dame did it real smooth. Dame was like, yo, you got punched and you didn't fight. Why don't you answer that question? Why don't you talk about that? The fact that you got punched by true life and you never did nothing as a man. So anytime guys go to that extent as far as questioning you as a man, like where's your backbone? That's a hard one to come back from. So I don't really see Jim and Cam being cool like that. I definitely don't see Cam and Dame being cool because Harlem, those guys are been divided, but now more so than ever. And something that Dame Dash said really resonated when he said that 50, you let a Queens nigga play us against each other. And he's just sit back laughing. He is. 50's on his 48 laws of power, but he has the 50th law. Remember, he wrote the book. He wrote a book as well. And I think that's what he's doing. Right? How's the content looking, y'all? How's the content looking? Are these guys still online? See, I think if you're going to be a content maker, you got to be able to do this right here, man. Show your versatility. See, I didn't bring up one boxing topic yet. I'm gonna get to a boxing topic in a second. But Jim Circle really did him in. They really did him in, man. They really did him in. Now I know Jim posted something like he's trying to spin it, but how much can you keep spinning this, right? Let's go to Jim Jones's page, right? How much can you keep spinning this as the capo? right? How much can you keep spending this? Because now it's starting to look like, yo, bro, what's really going on? See, look, he's trying to spin it. He's in the dark with the candles. Now, that, to me, this right here, um, right? He's spinning it, right? This right here, to me, not only gives me like Illuminati vibes, you're selling your soul, but it just gives me like, damn, bro, what's really going on, man? Huh? What's really going on? But see, you still got some that's in this shit laughing. Like it's not a game. It's not a game. Like what's really the deal with it, man? Right? We need answers, right? What's really the deal? The deal's nil, right? What's really the deal's nil, man? What is really the deal's nil? Mhm. Now I was trying to give y'all a good hour on this. I'm gonna go to a boxing topic because Tank Davis, they raided Tank Davis's crib, right? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Look, we'll pull that up real quick, right here. If anything, I'll come back to this, but I think I covered enough of it, right? Yeah, they raided Tank Davis's crib, man. Right? I didn't speak on this yesterday. Cause like where I'm at with the boxing shit, I do boxing, man. I really do. I just feel like the community that's on here covering boxing, they get weird about a day, man. They get weird about a day, right? So I was seeing a lot of people say that they raided Tank Davis's crib, right? Now let's go. Let's look it up, right? Now when you do the hard Google search, nothing comes up, man. So how much truth is that? See, is this what I say about this on here? I'm gonna show you what I just did. Simple mathematics, right? I did a hard Google, right? Now this is all the information from Google that has come up, right? He has a current warrant, right? Now, this is the charges. I covered that, right? Appreciate the 5 likes. Master Rank, what's going on, good brother? You always like it. Master Rank, come over to the other one. I got 2 going. I want you to be able to see what I got on the screen. Come over to this one, Master Rank. Come over to this one right here, good brother. I'm over here as well. I'm at the desk, Master Rank. You can come on this one because you are one of my key moderators. Come over to this one so you can see what I'm actually displaying on the screen and stuff, right? But thank you for pulling up, Master Rank, as always, man. Happy Friday, brother. All right. Um, but yeah, so he I don't see the raid. You know, I seen these guys was talking about the raid, right? I'm on here. I don't like really doing these guys like this because then they be like, oh, he's hating, right? But see, ESPN, January 14th, what's today, the 16th? What is today's date? Today's the 17th. So ESPN on the 14th. When do you think if his crib was raided? And I was saying to myself, damn, they raided his crib for those. Those ain't no real like trumped up charges, man. For them to raid his crib on some P Diddy shit. So when I was seeing that report, I was like, damn, because that's a lot of money, right? You know that, right? Because to conduct a raid, you take a lot of money out your budget to do some shit like that. And I'm like, does his charges warrant that? Yeah, he may warrant that as a high profile celebrity individual, but does the charges like when you raid somebody like that? Just say he does these charges stick, right? he's not gonna do life in prison. Right? He's not, they're not look, they're not gonna be like, yeah, we ran in Tank Davis's crib for kidnapping and whatever, assault, battery, right? He's looking at a 25-year sentence, right? So they was gonna raid his crib. I when I seen that, right? It was like the other boxing shit that I seen, right? You know, real quick. I was like, this is boxing now, man. Hit the like button, man. Right? Another thing that I seen that the guys was talking about. What's today's date? January 17th, right? So I want to just for the boxing people, man, pay attention. Like you guys will sit online and entertain boxing topics without doing no math. So today is January 17th. Reports were started to circulate on YouTube, not really confirmed nowhere else, right? No, and all these guys are supposed to have inside sources with some of these fighters, but they can't get none confirmed. So it's January 17th. Um, they said that Earl Spence, this is the YouTube now. I'm just going over YouTube boxing topic. Earl Spence is in negotiations with Tim Zoo to fight. A couple of your favorite YouTubers is putting this out there, right? So when I heard that, I didn't even reach out to nobody. My mind automatically clicked to damn, it's January 17th. Yeah, he looked good. He looked in great shape. February, March, April. January 17th. February, March, April. He's gonna fight in 3 months. Pay attention. Look out. This is just the breakdown. I'm trying to give you guys a smarter boxing IQ mind when it comes to listening to boxing information. So he's in negotiations to fight Tim Zoo, which is good for him. Come back, make your money, do what you gotta do. But who's his coach? Who's he working with? So I think that would have been more important to put out for me personally. As somebody that's like, okay, he may be coming back. But they put out that he's in negotiation talks to fight in April, as early as April. Some reports was even saying March. And I was like, why would I even want to speak on that or do content on that? Because that doesn't make sense to me. He's gonna fight a fight in March or April, but yet we still don't know who his coach is. He's been out the ring close to 3 years. We don't know who he's working with, but it's cool to talk about him possibly having a fight in March or April, but he still hasn't said who he's working with as far as his coach. Just want to put that out there, man. A little boxing talk, man. So when you see these guys talk about these topics, please tell them to start getting confirmed shit from somebody in the camp over there. That is dirty work out here, man. This guy's been out the ring almost 3 years. He's gonna have a fight in about 3 months. Still hasn't announced who his coach is, but he's gonna return after 3 years out the ring in 3 months, and we still don't know who his coach is. It's little things to put out there, man. That's boxing. That's the internet boxing scene, man. That's why I say most of these guys that talk boxing, my content when I get on my boxing wave, not only do I keep them in the bushes, I keep them in the jealous fan zone section. You in the jealous fan zone section, man. But yeah, I don't see nothing on Tank Davis being rated. And this is all Google search, man. This is all Google search. Now let's look at Earl Spence versus Tim Zoo. Right, since I just talked about that. Look, as of January, reports indicate a major showdown between. See, these are the rumors, right? Look at what it says, rumors, right? But my whole thing is this: look, right? This fight is heavily rumored to be in works. Paulie Malignaggi put out there. right? Who's his coach? Pay attention right here. For Spence, it's a chance to prove he is still in elite form after 2.5 years. Who's his coach though, man? Who's he gonna be working with? He's in talks, rumored, right? Who will be his coach? Right? See, that's the shit that I be on, man. I don't I guess I have grown a lot in the game. Cause the moment I seen certain content characters talking on it, I was like, damn, a couple years ago, before a lot of shit hit the fan, this shit would have really shut the internet down. Now it doesn't even make sense because a lot of the key facts to me are suspect. Guy, look, 2.5 years out the ring. He's rumored to be in talks with Tim Tszyu, but he doesn't even have a coach. So he's been out the ring for 2.5 years. No tune up. This is Mr. No Tune Ups. By the way, he looked great with his wife or his living girlfriend. That's his living girlfriend. That's not his wife. I don't think they're married. So I say living girlfriend. I'll give her proper respect. Living girlfriend, son of the mother of his son, birthday. They was out enjoying the fruits of his labor, and he looked great. But he did not indicate that he was coming back. He somewhat indicated that he didn't want to come back. Now, like I said, the content came out that he was not coming back. I even dropped something on that. And then when this rumors came out from Paulie Malignaggi, guys switched the narrative up that maybe he put that out there to negotiate to try to get more money, which is smart in a sense. But who are you going to be working with? You've been out the ring for 2.5 years. You're talking about having this fight in January 17th today, in about 3 months. You haven't worked with a coach in 2.5 years. You're not even with your former coach. Who are you going to be working with? Just stuff to put out there, man. How's the content looking, y'all? How's the content looking, man? I almost said my album. Look, I'm gonna check my Cash App, man. Has anybody donated to the channels? Put $1 in the Cash App, man. Put $1, $1, right? What's $1? $1 a day, right? $1 a day keeps the apple away, man. $1 a day keeps the doctor away. Now, this is what really keeps the doctor away, right here. Drink the water. Look, you see how I get down now, right? I'm sipping coffee. That's the coffee right there. But I'm chasing it down with water. All right, look, I gave y'all a couple of boxing topics, right? And look, free game right here, man. Next time you see a content creator, I know it's hard for y'all to do because, like I said, most of the YouTube boxing people that sit on YouTube and come to YouTube for information, right? They have a sheep's mentality, which means they're bad, they're followers. They just follow whatever, right? They're not leaders, right? And majority of them, like I said, they're crows and they're haters, right? I watched a guy the other day, right? He brought up a guy's name, right? And I laughed. I said, look, he's like, oh, I talked to him, right? And I said to myself, okay, you said you talked to him. What makes him so credible other than him being like you, somebody that just sits on the internet? Maybe he might do good memes. He's a meme guy. He does animations and AI shit. So that makes him credible in boxing. He's not on nobody's team, right? He's never officially worked for a fighter. But he's like you. He sits on the internet. He debates. He loves to give his opinion on fighters. like I said, when you do a hard breakdown of his resume or credentials in boxing, it stops right there. But yeah, you're on the internet saying, yo, I talked to him. I talked to him. What is his role in boxing? You talk to him. I remember how I look. It's gonna come out, and when that comes out, you guys are gonna have to come back over here, right? Because I put it out first that Brian Norman Jr. is gonna be working with Derek James, right? And you know who I got that from? My source is a active manager in boxing. I'm not gonna disclose who he is, but he's a manager, and that was manager conversation, all right? Because he told me earlier. He gave it to me first before Cigar Talk had Brian Norman Jr. on the platform, right? See, this is my circle is real in boxing. He told me quick, fast, yo, he fired his father, right? And the real only reason I didn't report on this or come out and do it is because I had an issue with the guy. So, like, I'm learning the game. Anytime if I know I have an issue with somebody, and if I put out certain information, they always try to flip the narrative that I'm mad, I'm hating, I'm jealous. This. So I said, no, I don't even want to touch it. Now, you want to hear something that's ill? I could have gave that to people, but I said, you know what? Everybody always overlooked me. They didn't respect me as far as coming on the internet and speaking on boxing. So I just hold on to it. But what I am going to do is what I did when it came out, right, on Cigar Talk this past week. I put out the other information that I had on. I said, yo, he's working with Derek James. Derek James will be his coach when he announces his coach. Because somebody gave me the whole play from the jump. They said, yo, he fired his father, right? He's going to be working with Derek James. I was like, really interesting. That is interesting. Fast forward, did the Cigar Talk interview. Maybe I did know all this and I put it out the way I wanted to put it out, right? Didn't I put out that and I think Brian Norman, this is boxing now we talking. I think Brian Norman said some of these things. Let me put my notes out on this. I think Brian Norman said some of these things, right? Didn't he say that he disrespected Devin Haney? He was very disrespectful. Didn't I say some of those things when I rewind my tape? How these guys say rewind the tape? I said that. I said, yeah, they disrespected Devin, man. His father just had him out there, like, granted, he was on his high horse, he was feeling good, but you just violated Devin like Devin's a nobody. He violated him, right? And I remember with my man CW Thumbnails, because I had the information. I told CW Thumbnails, I was like, yo, the YouTube community is a sickness. Don't listen to these guys. They don't know boxing. Majority of them sit online in the bushes and they watch the people that really know it and do it and try to steal from them because that's what they get from the guys that they watch. So a crow's gonna move like a crow. But I was telling CW, I was like, yo, don't get into that. This dude is gonna get beat up. He's gonna get exposed. Remember, I was always saying, I said, yo, somebody will get exposed, right? I was like, yo, somebody's gonna get exposed. And I knew who it was gonna be because he was on Cigar Talk breaking this down. First off, his camp was a circus. And the reason why it was a circus was his dad was on Millie City, Coach Malachi, damn near every day. Every day, right? And the real king of YouTube, shout out to Bill Haney. You are the king of YouTube. You run YouTube. When it comes to YouTube, Controlling content creators, Bill Haney's the king. Yo, Bill Haney wasn't moving like that. They locked in. He probably was communicating with his guys behind the scenes like that via texts and calls, but he was not on the YouTube front. They was getting to it. Mickey Bay and him and the rest of those guys, they was getting to it. But yeah, Brian Norman Sr. was all on the chilling circuit. All on the chilling circuit being exploited. He was being exploited. Just like now, he's being exploited right now. These guys got him back out there. He knew he was fired weeks after that fight, man. Yeah, he got fired, man. Yo, Donald Trump. Remember the Donald Trump show? You are fired. He got fired, man. But Derrick James will be the new coach. We'll have to see what he looks like with Derrick James, man. I don't know. Derrick James didn't fare good against Top Rank, man. Remember, Terrence Crawford was a Top Rank fighter. A Top Rank fighter that Derrick James said was, remember, yo, Derrick James tried to disrespect Bud, man. Derrick James said that Bud Crawford was manufactured. Remember that? He said that Top Rank manufactured him. It was crazy how it played out. He said that Top Rank manufactured him. They moved him a certain way. Then when he went up against those guys, it looked like his fighter was moved a certain way. It's funny how that worked out, man. It's funny, man. That right there was ironic, right? How we looking, y'all? How we looking? How we sounding? Matter of fact, I ain't even checked to see the sound. Hopefully, I'm sounding good, man. You know what would suck? But I think the audio was working because I see people in here. I just don't see nobody on this one. I only got one like on this one. This over here, I got a lot of likes. Um, but over here, where you can actually see the screen, no likes, man. No likes, man. Nobody's hitting the like button over here, man. Hopefully, y'all are hearing me. All right? Hopefully, y'all are hearing me. Y'all got a lot of compliments, man. People been telling me I'm slimming down, man. That's because, like I said, I haven't been drinking a lot of coffee. I had one today, but I've been doing a lot of cardio, sea moss. And like I said, I eliminate a lot of sugar out of my diet. A lot of fish, which is lean, right? Um, been leaning back off of the fast food. Only fast food that I really been having are my wings. You know, I love Wingstop. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Those. But as far as like the other, like, even with my kids, because look, one thing about me, I do not push my kids away. They do the damn McDonald's or Burger King. I don't fuck with that. So that's why I try to tell you, look, it's all about your diet. See? That's the diet, man. If you eat properly, right? How does this jersey look, man? This is inspired by Do the Right Thing. This is the Do the Right Thing one. Source experience, man. This is the Do the Right Thing one. Do the right thing, man. You do the right thing, put the right foods in you, you start to slim down too. Man, too bad I can't look. No, the only thing I miss about StreamYard, like right now, I got all my topics out. I would have put the link out. I would have dropped the link in the what's the name, but unfortunately, you can't with doing it off of YouTube. You can't add nobody. And like I said, that's unfortunate because I would have added because like I said, I covered my topics. This was primarily about Jimmy, right? But we'll go over here. Look, I want y'all to see. I'm getting race with the what's in that's the comment I made, right? Um, let's go to my post. Look, Let's go to my post right here, man. This came out fire. Look at this, man. You see this right here, y'all? These are my merchandise, y'all. Right? Let's let y'all see this too, man. I want y'all to see this, man. We working. You see it? The zip up hoodies, 200 and up. Baseball jerseys. I have all jerseys, right? Customized. But look at this, man. Now I'm gonna drop this video. I did a video on this. If you when you see the video, you're gonna be like, yo, there's no way you took that picture there. Yeah, I did. I did. I did. When I drop the video, 'cause I'm gonna make a video before I get out of here, and you're gonna see the video that where this picture was taken at. Look at crystal clear it is, man. Right? Right? You do have options, man. Shanewz. And this is why I don't play those games with these guys, man. When these guys was attempting to defame my company and my brand, and I was like, yeah, I was ready. I'll take to this day, man. Niggas know what's up. When you see me, we got an issue. We got an issue because I don't play those games, man. If you don't like me, don't like me. But when you lie on me, this is what you lying on. This is what you lying on. And like I said, a lot of you niggas that attempted to lie on me and play internet games value. It holds no value in life. So I get it why you carry it the way you carry it. But I don't carry it that way. I make money off of my name, right? Been making money off of my name my whole life, right? Maybe you should start trying to make some money off of your name instead of just sitting around. I make money off of my name. So when you play with my name, the Marlo Stanfield comes out of me, aka Marlo Bud. Remember that was one of my names, blah blah, Marlo Bud. He said my name. My name is my name. That's why you niggas is in the bushes right now, cause y'all was on the internet always playing around with my name. Like you niggas play games, man. Play games. Go get a job, man. Go get a job. Right? You can't even get a job with your name. Go get a job, man. Go put your name on an application. Bet you won't even get a job, man. You won't even get a job. If you put your name on an application and apply somewhere and they do a reference check, you won't even get a job. Right? How's the content looking, man? These are the jerseys though, man. How's the content looking, man? I'm here, man. I'm here. Damn, too bad I can't pull nobody up. All right, let's look how we're looking. Let's see how we're sounding. I don't even know how I'm sounding, man. How am I sounding? Because y'all don't even be hitting a light button. How am I sounding? Right. How we looking, y'all? All right, we sound good over there. Let's see how else we're sounding. How do we sound over here?
Texas is feeling unlucky. Now Texas is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts.
Yeah, I still don't see that Snoop Dogg shit, man. You said Snoop got clapped, man. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. We look good over there too, man. Yo, everybody's coming over here saying that. Yo, that where you getting that from? What is your name? Dub Deebadoo? What is your name? Yeah, your name is Dub Doobadooba. Yeah, where you getting that from? Dubba Dooba Dooba? Right? Snoop Dogg got murdered, you said? Yeah, why is that not coming up, man? Wait, yo, yo, listen, what is your name? S Dub 5050, right? Can you put that in the chat where you got that from? I want to look at it. I want to pull it up. I'm at the desk right now. I'll pull it up. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? I'm gonna do another hard search, man. Right? I think that would have shut the internet down, man. Right? There's still not on that, man. Do I gotta do chat GPT? What's it called? Chat? Maybe I'll go to chat TPT. Where did you get that from? Maybe I gotta refresh my joint. Right? Maybe I gotta refresh my joint. I don't see that though, man. I don't see that nowhere on the internet. Where did you get that from? Right? If you got that off the internet. Did you get that on the internet? Look, let me show you. Look. I don't see none of that up here. Snoop Dogg was involved in a fatal shooting. I see that. I don't see what you're talking about though. Look, I'll do it right here. Right? I don't see what you're talking about. Right? Where did you get that from? I don't see that. How's my setup look though? Look at my setup. Hold on. Let's do it right here like this, brother. Where did you get that from? We'll show the mic. Yeah, where did you get that from? I'll pull it up close now. I don't see where you got that from, good brother. You said the man got clapped. Huh? Where did you get that from? Look, I'm looking at you now. S Dub. S Dub, where did you get that from? Dubster. The Dubster. Where did you get that from? Huh? Where did you get that from? I don't see that on here. Nowhere. I'm gonna check you out now. If you got a BS page and you coming over here trolling with information, I'm gonna hide you off of my thing now. Real talk. Because you are disturbing the peace. Yo, get a channel and I'm gonna say you right. When did you channel? Look, August 29th, right? Yo, S Dub 50, you're out of here. I'm getting rid of you now, S Dub 50. Yo, S Dub Y, look, you're out of here. I just sent you back to the shadow realm, right? All these guys that came over here, somebody shot Snoop Dogg. Howard, let's see where you're from. I'm about to look you up now, Howard, right? If you came over here bringing goofy information, it goes Howard right here. This is Howard. Howard, where did you get that from? Look at Howard. Can y'all see Howard? Y'all see how Howard looks? Howard Winterstorm. I'll leave you on. You got eyes. That's the bad part, man. Over here doing some reporting, and they just wanted to put out false information, right? They was over here putting out false information, which is crazy, right? They was putting out wild false information, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. They was putting out wild false information. Cause they wanted me to report on that shit, man. I wasn't doing that, man. I'm here working. I'm here working. Trying to give y'all the full 2 hours this morning, man. What's going on, y'all? We got 4 in the building. 4 in the building, huh? 4 in the building, man. Put in the comment section, man. See, when it's nice and quiet. Oh, we got another comment, huh? He said the merchandise is fire, Shalom. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me respond to your comment. They tell me I got to start responding to comments, right? So I'm going to say thank you, right? Can I respond? Where's my response? Can I chat? Guess I can't chat, huh? But thank you. I try. Thank you so much. Guess I can't comment, man. I wanted to comment, man. Maybe you can purchase something, right? Purchase something. Maybe you purchase something, man. I was trying to look here. I comment back over here. I can comment on this one. I couldn't comment over there. I don't know why. Thank you. Gave it a heart. You know, I couldn't comment over there, Frank. Sorry for whatever reasons, but thank you. Yes, we're working. We're working. We are working. See, all of these dudes, man, they be it'd be like so much like even with that, with they came over here saying that Snoop Dogg was shot, right? Look, I'm gonna do a YouTube search on that now, right? Because where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Like it didn't come off of Google, right? Not on YouTube. Look, I just looked it up on YouTube. Where was that? Where's that coming from, man? For these guys to come over here, like you would think if that really happened, Snoop Dogg being shot, that would have shut the internet down. Like, where did that come from? Huh? Where did that come from, man? Right? Who even started that? I think I'm gonna go get me some wings. I'm gonna get me some wings, man. Hold on, let me call somebody.
Please leave your message for.
Damn, your phone is dead? What's that about? I was gonna try to treat somebody to lunch today, man. But they not answering their phone. Okay, y'all. Three in the building. I wanted to treat somebody to lunch, but they wasn't answering their phone. Let me go to let me see. Maybe they're getting that off of IG. I don't see it, man. Let's see. Yeah. These where is this coming from? Nowhere on this internet. Yo, nowhere on this internet is that even popping up. Nowhere. Never say never. Where are these guys getting this information from, man? Never say never. Look at my mic. My mic is nice, right? Cool little microphone, right? But an hour and a half over here, I'm gonna end the live stream, man, and just charge this device up. Appreciate everybody that vibed out with me. Oh, you know what? Before I end it, right? I got something good over here. I almost forgot. I got something good over here. I'm gonna add this on. Let me add this on. Almost forgot. Y'all almost got me. Y'all almost got me. Look, the Antoine Daniels. Uh Antoine Daniels. Come over here, y'all. Let's check this out together. Look. Antoine Daniels, right? I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Look. I'm I'll let y'all see this. The Antoine Daniels. Antoine Daniels. Right? Kind of exposed Corey Holcomb, y'all. See? I gotta cover this. Y'all. Y'all following this? Right here, look. This is what went down. And then I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna end it. This is what went down, y'all. Look. That's the Patreon. We're about to get the Patreon. Pop, look at my cousin. That's my cousin. And watch to the devil. He's rapping New York. Look at it.
Now, when you go here, turn. Like the right hand comes, there you go. Turn.
Turn.
Turn. There you go. That's it. There you go. Good. One again. There you go. That's it.
I gotta post my video with more.
What's your favorite memory from your time as a professional world championship fighter?
I just gotta say, man, everything about it. Just like winning my first world title was big. Coming home to Long Island, being the first world champion from Long Island. And, I just gotta say everything, man. My whole career, it was all a blessing. It was all a dream come true. Something, that I dreamed of since I was 12 years old, and going through the grind, the bumps and the bruises, the ups and the downs. But it was all a learning experience, and I really enjoyed it, man.
That was a good interview.
Ready.
Ready.
I'm more than ready.
More than ready.
It's my time. It's written already in heaven. I feel it.
Feels it.
I've been dreaming about it too much. I know exactly.
That's what's going right here. Shout out to my look at my baby. That's the side. His is grown. His son is in college school. Graduate high school. This was June.
Because you're not gonna come at me with that sucker.
It goes right here. This is what I wanted to highlight. This was the behind the scenes what really happened. Look, he said Corey Holcomb was shaking. Watch. Exposing him.
You're not gonna come at me with. Say I suck again, nigga. We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
What people may not have been able to see is that he was shaking. Like he was shaking like a stripper, trying to hold the mic, shaking. He threw an insult and said that I like to kiss white people's ass. I then responded with the same energy, well, you like to suck black people's D. I could have been a bigger person, but I decided not to because I seen weakness in him, and I also wanted to expose him because he thinks he's a bully and he picks and chooses his targets. And so I'm like, well, listen, we could just go out back. We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it. He did exactly what I did, what I thought he was going to do. He sat back down. He shook my hand. I said, you doing this for the internet?
Yes. Yeah. The cameras make everybody, hey, let's turn these cameras off and then we can get to the real truth. He had no interest in that.
Anybody is tough. Everybody can bark loud. I wanted to see just how disrespectful he can get and if he was able to back it up.
Damn, Corey.
Because you're not going to come at me with that sucker shit again. You're not going to come at me with. Say I suck again, nigga. We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
What people may.
Oh, man. Damn. I almost forgot to cover that. I'm glad I just remembered to get that on. I had to get that on, man. Now I could close out of this. See, Corey Holcomb, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. That was like this right here, the behind the scenes view. Corey Holcomb, he said y'all could have went out back. He also said you were shaking like a stripper, which is crazy. You're on the clock now. You are on the clock. You have to respond to this. You have to respond to this, man. But hey, what do I know? Hopefully y'all enjoyed the source on Behind the Views, man. Merchandise available. Get with me. Hustle with me, not against me. I holla. All right, I just wrapped up the Behind the Views. The Behind the Views is wrapped up. Oh, we did very well, too. Good numbers today. We just got to start. They got to start donating to the channel. Start donating to the channel, right? This is my whole thing. Donate to the channel. We need more donations, right? Let's get the donations up. Wow, these guys still on. Yeah, man. Right? But Antoine Daniels just exposed that, man, which is crazy. Right? Let's watch that one more time, man. Because this was a trending topic. I'm definitely gonna slice this up. Let me do my time check. Okay. I know my time check stamps.
Not have been able to see is that he was shaking. Like he was shaking like a stripper, trying to hold the mic shaking. He threw an insult and said that I like to kiss white people's ass. I then responded with the same energy, well, you like to suck black people's D. I could have been a bigger person, but I decided not to because I seen weakness in him. And I also wanted to expose him because he thinks he's a bully and he picks and chooses his targets. And so I'm like, well, listen, we could just go out back.
We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
He did exactly what I did, what I thought he was going to do. He sat back down. He shook my hand. I said, "You doing this for the internet?"
Yes. Yeah.
Damn, Corey, you're on the clock. You got to address that. We got to get this addressed now, because many people were talking about this topic. This was a hot fire topic. You are on the clock now. You are on the clock. You had, even myself included, I had to cover this because I said that when you stepped to him, his energy changed. That clearly showed he wanted to get down. And I stand corrected. I said you should have punched him in his face. Maybe you shouldn't. You did what he was supposed to, right? Because damn, Twan the Dawn, Antoine Daniels was ready to get down, man. I stand corrected, Antoine. Forgive me. I don't think you could whoop my ass, but forgive me. You know, real talk, forgive me, man. Forgive me. I thought Corey was on you. Nah, you see, it's always other angles to the footage, man. It's always other angles to the footage, man. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap this up, man. Go get some lunch. I am hungry. I try to stay on for 2 hours, but you know, an hour and a half is good enough. What I am going to do is get this video up so y'all can see the other content real quick while I'm here. But appreciate everybody that pulled up, popped up. Gotta do better with the likes. We'll get there though. You know, I understand. You know, I come from a community where that's how they're programmed to give it up as content digital creators. But as you see, we are expanding the content. Hopefully you caught the sauce. I holla.